old school out there on Nickel Hill Place."
Jocelyn turned and almost collided with a stump of a sour-faced woman in a slat bonnet and faded, less-than-clean dress, men's shoes on her feet. She glared at Jocelyn from brittle dark eyes. She was fragrant with the smell of a horse barn.
"Yes, we are."
Jocelyn took a discreet step back.
"How are you, Mrs. Taggart?"
She'd only met Iselle Taggart once, maybe twice. Didn't know much about her other than she was known to be an unfriendly, cranky soul and owner of the Taggart Ranch, located a few miles to the southeast of Nickel Hill. And that she had a son, was a widow who'd lost more than one husband. According to gossip, the ranch grew suspiciously with the death of each mate. Likely an exaggeration, and who wouldn't be cranky in the woman's lonely situation, Jocelyn decided. Left to run a ranch of 1,000 acres or so, with only the help of her half-grown son, a boy Jocelyn had yet to meet. Sympathy rose in Jocelyn. Her hand lifted toward the poor woman, then lowered. Would Mrs. Taggart be interested in sending the boy to the newly revived school when it opened? Jocelyn leaned in, her voice gentle.
"Mrs. Taggart, would your son, I believe I've heard his name is Herman, like to come to our school? It would be some distance to travel, but there would be other students in that area riding their horses to school. Some families will bring their children by wagon. He could ride along with them." "I suppose it's going to be a subscription school, folks having to pay through the teeth to keep it going, whether they can afford it or not."
Mrs. Taggart glowered at Jocelyn, rough brown fists planted on her hips.
"No, it isn't a subscription school. No need for it to be. Land and the school building being already available, there's no cost. We've had some donations, and the school district is helping. It would be free. Wouldn't you like for him to come? He'd be most welcome, and I'm sure he'd like it. We're going to have some fine books to study and read stories from, chalkboards for doing numbers and drawing, simple music lessons." "You don't know him, or you'd not be asking. My boy is overgrowed, too old for school. Book learning would be useless for him anyhow. He's had 4 years of schooling already, and you'd never know it. Sow's ear he is."
Jocelyn's brows went up, and she waited for an explanation of what the woman really meant, biting her lip.
"Sow's ear?" "Everybody knows you can't make silk from a sow's ear. He's no account, and he always will be. Weak between the ears is what I mean. Most of the time needs somebody else to think for him and tell him what to do."
Mrs. Taggart turned back to peruse the corkboard of notices on the wall, a deep frown creasing her sun-browned forehead. Jocelyn was shocked at how unkindly the woman talked about her own flesh and blood.
"School might be what he needs. Would be good for your son," she said to the woman's back. "How old is he?"
Her school board had voted to allow ages from 6 to 16. A difficult mix, maybe, but such had worked out in country schools plenty of times. She waited, then jerked in surprise as Mrs. Taggart swung around, wagging her finger in her face.
"How old he is don't matter a whit. I need him on the ranch. There ain't going to be no more school for him."
Jocelyn was silent, half mad and plumb flummoxed for the tick of several seconds.
"Mrs. Taggart, Iselle, there's going to be a meeting about the school at my house 2 days from now. Would you like to come and learn more about the whole matter than I have time to tell you right now? I think you might change your mind."
With effort, she put on a warm, if shaky, smile.
"Enough talk."
Mrs. Taggart's nostrils flared, and her lips flattened.
"You're not telling me what to do, Mrs. Hoity-toity Pladson. I said no school. None. Ain't got time for no meeting with silly—"
Her coarse hand fluttered.
"La-dee-da, ladies. I got a ranch to run, with Herman helping, and it ain't easy."
She gave Jocelyn a scorching glare, went to the chalkboard on the wall, ripped down a cattle sale notice, sending tacks flying. Jocelyn conquered an urge to duck. She turned, jaw dropped, with a questioning look at Mr. Belshaw. He shrugged and spread his palms.